Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another episode, but this time with a twist. I suggest practicing this flow during the evening hours as we salute the moon. It is 2024 and we are experiencing the first full moon of the year, also called the wolf moon. So go ahead and get yourself settled into a shavasana corpse pose, lying flat on your back. Legs long, arms can express how they want, and eyes closed. And begin to settle in this space, paying particular attention to your breath. With the full moon, it doesn't ask much of us. If anything, you want to let go and release. Take a few more breaths here. Really sinking in, feeling connection to breath, letting go of tension. And as you breathe in, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. You can flex the toes towards you or away. Then begin to walk the feet over to the left side, followed by your arms. So you're in this rainbow shape like crescent moon. The back stays flat still. You're breathing in between the spaces of the ribs, the side body. And just notice, not altering anything. We will eventually try this on the other side. So as you breathe in, walk your limbs back to center. And as you complete your exhale, traverse to the opposite direction. Really expanding through the side body. Every time you breathe in, the ribs expand. And as you exhale, they come back to neutral. Maybe you wiggle out the toes and roll out the ankles here from this space. And as you take your next natural breath in, begin to walk yourself back where you started. And planting your hands on your chest and your feet on the earth. And pressing your low back in as you draw your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to move in through our hips a bit. So making circles with our knees, clockwise and eventually counterclockwise. And you can make these circles as small or as big as you like. Continuing that motion clockwise and counterclockwise. Warming up the hips to release the tension out later. Go ahead and release the feet back down to the earth. And release the fingertips towards the heels, pressing the low back in. As you breathe, lift the hips away, finding bridge. And extend your head back behind you so the shoulders begin to melt in. And really press into the arms to lift the hips. Now the breath becomes constricted here, so it's important to watch your belly rise and fall. And really ignite your breath, a little more audible than you would in other spaces. Imagine a block between your thighs and you're applying gentle pressure. Allow the hips to lift just a tad bit taller as you slowly wind down, taking your time and softening the knees left and right, side to side, lifting one knee up or both, however you want to express this space. And you're going to choose the right or left side for a fetal position. So those knees either direction. And creating a cushion for your head, extend your arm long. Notice how it feels to breathe through the back side of your body now that it is exposed. Taking some time here to enjoy this space. And go ahead and begin to prop yourself up and move into tabletop, all fours, hands, knees. Gazing off your thumbs or the tip of your nose, settling into this space as we move into cat-cow. As you breathe in, allow the belly to drop, the gaze tilts up, and exhale, round through the spine, gazing towards the navel, and then begin that breath again. Inhale, fill, and exhale, press it away completely. As you breathe in, step your right foot outside of your right hand for this modified lizard lunge. You can begin to explore how you like, dipping the hips beneath you, behind you, perhaps finding a bind like me, maybe finding the toes if you don't have it. It's okay, it's practice. We'll be moving into a low lunge variation. And I should have prefaced this at the beginning, but find a block or a bolster or something. And we're going to place it underneath our thigh. And you're going to tent your fingertips and lift the back knee behind you, extending it and lowering it back down. Once you find that block behind you, go ahead and prop your hands up on your knee, standing up straight. Notice your knee is staggered above your ankle. Just notice the back leg as well. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead and gaze towards the fingertips. And breathe. We'll be here for quite a few breaths. I know. Just watch the magic happen. Release the tension in the hips. You're okay. Think about pressing down into the heel of the right foot and minimal pressure in the left knee, but still some. Engaging those legs, keeping them strong. And tilting that gaze back to center, arms still lift. Take another breath in, reach. And as you exhale, extend the arms out in front, framing your foot. Removing your block, tucking the toes behind you, lift your leg, drifting forward and backward onto the ball of the foot. And your left arm sweeps behind your right as you pivot to the long edge of your mat for wide leg forward fold. The toes are in, the heels are slightly out. As you take a breath in, bend into your left knee, lift your upper body, and bring your hands to heart center for skandasana. Side lunge. Maybe lifting those toes, right toes. It's not about how low you can go. Can you hold it? Go ahead and release those hands. Walk yourself back to low lunge. Grab your block. This time place it underneath your glute. You decide which height you want it on. And lean the hips back for a half seated split. If you're familiar with moon salutations, then typically they are done by standing. However, I am keeping it rooted and grounded. And just know that any standing postures, you can also find alternatives. It's really beautiful to find different expressions and movements. From here, we're going to move into triangle pose, trikonasana, but from the ground. So as you breathe in, walk yourself back to center. And you're going to sweep that left leg behind you And bend into the right knee. And then come up to standing. You'll grab that block and place it in front of your foot and extend the leg. As you breathe in, sweep the arms up overhead, gaze follows, and then exhale, slide the right hand down your leg or finding the block. And you can maneuver and adjust as necessary. And gazing towards the eye of your elbow or down off the opposite shoulder. Look familiar. We're extending through that side body, breathing in between the spaces of the ribs. Breathe in, reach your arms up overhead and plant them beneath you. Remove the block and transition yourself to tabletop. As we prepare and move through the other side, take a cat-cow and whatever you need here. I didn't do my best explaining it the first time around when it came to the triangle trikonasana pose, so I'm going to do better this second time around. And moon salutations are something new. I can salute the sun all day, every day, but I've never gone to a class where we honor the moon. So go ahead and plant your left foot outside of your left hand for that modified lizard space. This side is a little different. I feel more tension in my left than my right. So I'm reaching my fingertips out in front of me and sinking my hips beneath and back. I'm also opening up my knee and dipping my hips. Oh, that feels so good. Now that might be a little much for you, but most definitely explore and see where you're at with it. Go ahead and walk your foot to the middle so your hands frame, grabbing your block, placing it underneath your thigh at the highest setting. Tuck the back toes and sweep the knee behind you. Begin to pick yourself up, walking your hands up your knee. Settling into that space, begin to sweep the arms up overhead. Inhale and gaze follows. Notice that slight back bend. And breathe. Let the tension wash away from your hips. And bring your chin back to center. Take a breath in, fill, and let the breath go. Breathe in, release your fingertips, remove the block. Go ahead and tuck the back toes and lift your leg, gliding forward and backward. And this time it's the left hand that sweeps behind the right wrist, wide leg, forward fold. Preparing for a side lunge, inhale. And exhale, bend into the right knee, pick up the upper body, sink the hips back behind you as if you're going to sit in whatever seat is back there. Lift those left toes. Take another breath in and release the hands as you walk yourself back to low runner's lunge, softening the right knee down. Preparing for half-seated split, using your block behind your glute. And I'm struggling a little bit here, but I'll get there. You might be too, and that's fine. Traditionally, in the moon salutations, we would find pyramid, but this is the alternative that I found. And it has the same benefit, extending the legs and that upper body, folding over leg. This is where I'm going to do a better job of explaining triangle trikonasana, but not just yet. Hang out here. Remove that block. Walk yourself back up to low runner's lunge, and it's the right knee that sweeps back behind you as you walk your hands towards your hips, lifting the arms, hands away. Those legs, oh gosh, not so great on this side, huh? Lift the arms up overhead and slide the left hand down the leg. Don't worry, this is practice, just like in life. I'll get better. And rightfully so, this is the first time I've switched it up and done a moon salutation. Most of the other classes are sun rising, grand rising. It's a different time. I am not that alert. I'm actually really tired. Go ahead and release up out of this and find yourself back to tabletop. And now we're going to sink back to child's pose. But take a cat-cow if you like. Sinking the hips towards the heels and extending the arms out in front of you as the heart releases down. Taking 5 to 7 breaths here. The way we began our journey is how we will close out. So beginning to drift yourself up to tabletop and bearing weight on the right or left side, sinking those hips and twisting yourself around until you find yourself flat on your back. Drawing your knees in towards your chest and gently rolling out the spine, left and right. And finding any expressions that serve you. Supine twist, happy baby. I'm finding that myself. You can extend the leg and alternate. And maybe open up both legs. And at some point, you will find yourself in shavasana, corpse pose. Allow this full moon to manifest the life that you see for yourself. You can write down affirmations. I wouldn't suggest starting anything new or signing contracts. Really choose wisely the words that you use during this time and be patient. Allow yourself to let go and release. I want to take a moment out to express so much gratitude. I thank each and every one of you that log in, watch my videos, take the time to actually do the postures and the asanas. Like, that's asking a lot out of you. And I am happy to provide that space. It can be challenging. This video, not my best, but disregard. We grow. This is a journey after all. So until the next episode, light and love. Namaste.